The news is that Joey Bosa has been released. Kind of embarrassing. A big reality check come down for a lot of these stars around the league. Debo Samuel traded for a fifth-round pick, and he went out and wrote like a 2,000-word essay about his life for the Players Tribune. And now Joey Bosa has been straight up cut. Jim Harbaugh was like, "We'd rather not have you on our team, Mr. Bosa." And now the Niners can seem to have him if they want him. I don't know if they're the favorite. It seems like they're probably the favorite because they have his brother on the team, the younger brother, who's a lot better than Joey. What do you think about Joey Bosa potentially joining this squadron?
So here's my issue with Joey joining the squad. My main issue with Joey joining the squad is it feels to me like that's a Niner move where they'd be like, okay, we're set. When in reality, Joey would only be a rotational piece. Like, just to save his body. He can't play full time. Even when he did play full time last year, he didn't look great. Like, it looked like he didn't have much left. And so, like, who knows? Maybe it's one of those players, that like puts on near the end of their career. Like, how some player like JJ Watt is last year with the Cardinals, like puts everything he's got into that final season and then it just kind of peters off from there. Maybe that's what it's going to be with Joey, but I still would prefer us to either draft something at 11 or make a move for Myles Garrett or, you know, eh, bolster. We have to bolster. I feel like that can't be the only move.
It just feels like if this move were to happen, it would be Nick Bosa pulling the strings or the Bosa family pulling the strings. And I've heard some people say like, okay, well, sure, he's missed a lot of time and he's going to be 30. But if you sign him to a cheap deal and use him as a rotational pass rusher, great. I don't think the Bosas work like that. I don't think they take cheap deals. I think he's going to go to the highest bidder. And if it's the 49ers, he'd be happy, but I don't think he's going to play for nothing or like the vet minimum just so he can say he's like on his brother's team.
Yeah,
I don't see that happening.
In my opinion, then he picked the wrong offseason, buddy. Should have came last season because I don't think this offseason is the season where you're going to get that. We're not going to be the highest bidder for you this season. I could guarantee it. Like, I would be willing to bet you see they're doing it with Brock. They're not going to do it with an aging one-time All-Pro or five-time Pro Bowl defensive end that is at the tail end of his career, no matter if it's Nick's brother or not.
Yeah, if you look at the moves the Niners have been making this offseason, they've been getting rid of players like Joey Bosa, not adding players like Joey Bosa. John Lynch said it at the Combine. We just tried to make a run at the Super Bowl while being the oldest team in the league. Didn't work out. Now we want to get younger and more cost effective. That doesn't mean go sign Joey Bosa.
And in my opinion, again, I think people are overreacting to the BA thing. But again, let's just take it at face value. If they are listening for things on a injured player, then why would you get Joey Bosa for a high price? Because Brandon Ayuk's 26, and besides last year's injury, he's never missed a game. So if they're looking to get rid of someone like that and still framing it as younger, they're not going for Joey Bosa at a high. I'm sure they will entertain a veterans minimum deal or like a cheap 1 to 2 year, like 8 million or something like that. But I don't see them going like high unless Nick is like, I will take a personal pay cut to give it to my brother, which I don't see Nick doing either with all the drama he did to get his money.
So, okay, we've been talking about this for like 3 minutes. We both agree. Bad idea, not going to happen. Why do you think so many people want Joey Bosa on this team? Because I put a poll out on my YouTube channel and more people said yes than no. Get him.
Because he's Nick Bosa's brother. And because when Joey Bosa, they have this like aura. It's like they're like an aura duo, right? Like Nick, I'm a Nick defender. I think he's actually been a lot better than his sack numbers show. I'm on JJ Watt's side on sack numbers don't show the whole story, but I think Joey especially lives off of his aura. He has not been good for years. Like, he's been injury prone. You can't get him in a game. Khalil Mack was better than him. Since Khalil Mack got in LA, he was their premier edge rusher. It wasn't Joey. So, in my opinion, I think people just want it because it's one, the Bosa Bros, and two, because 2-3 years ago when we were talking about this, Joey Bosa was off of one injury. He was an All-Pro. He was one of the best edges in the league when he was healthy. And so I think that's it, man. I think it's got to be aura. Because you can't point to stats, right?
No. I mean, to me, what's so funny about it is like, so the 49ers just moved on from Debo, and Niner fans were like, "Hallelujah!"
Yeah.
Couldn't have come. It should have came years ago because Niner fans who've been watching weekly know that Debo really hasn't been special since 2021, and
Yeah.
that was a long time ago. Well, Joey Bosa is the same way. He was really good in 2021. He's since that season, he's missed 45% of the Chargers games.
We can put it like this. Niners fans were happy we got rid of Eric Armstead. Eric Armstead has been more productive than Joey Bosa the last 3 years. So if you were happy to get rid of Eric Armstead, why do you want Joey Bosa? I don't think people realize, like, again, this is why I'm saying I think it's aura, because I don't think people truly realize like how absent Joey has been. Like, he has not been healthy. He hasn't been this perennial edge rusher. He's had Khalil Mack next. Put Khalil Mack next to Nick and see what happens with Nick's numbers. Like, it's one of those things where it's like Joey was really good. It seems like his body kind of didn't do him too well. And, it sucks. It happens with a lot of athletes, but Joey Bosa just isn't a productive edge rusher.
If his name were like Joseph Boserino and he wasn't related to Nick Bosa, people would be like, ew, no, absolutely not. Yeah. Ew, he just got cut. He hasn't played. He's old. Like, what are you talking about? Well, we just got rid of Debo. Like, but he's Joey Bosa. It's like, oh, it would be so cool to have the Bosa Bros on the same D line. Like, I guess.
And think about it this way: if his name was Jadeveon Clowney, Jadeveon Clowney's been more productive than Joey Bosa, and people are acting like if that was the rumor, be like, oh my god, we're getting old, we shouldn't be doing this. But it's Joey Bosa who's missed, like 20, 30 games in the last 4 years. It's like, dude, Nick.
Yeah, and it's like people say like, well, on the Niners, Joey Bosa will be like way more motivated. You're telling me that it was an issue of motivation for him? I don't think it was an issue of motivation for him. I think it's an issue of his body breaking down.
Yeah. I think he lived in beautiful, sunny Los Angeles, California. I think he was making 100, like 80, $90 million, whatever his contract was. There's no motivational issue. I guarantee you he would even be like, no, I was trying, but just his body,
Also, if you were Robert Saleh and you were coming back as a defensive coordinator, would you want to sign a 30-year-old to address a really important position, or would you want the opportunity to like draft a guy to fill that position?
And that's my thing. It looks like
someone you can like coach and mold and develop.
It looks like Saleh's controlling the defense, which I really respect. Like, this is what I love about this offseason is it doesn't seem like Kyle has total control anymore. Like, it seems like they're defaulting to Saleh. Like, he is the highest paid D coordinator in the league. We are letting him pick his defense. And I don't think Saleh wants it. Like, he let Hufanga walk, which he had a good relationship with. And Hufanga is not even old. He's as injured as Joey. He wants Dre. I feel like Saleh has a vision for this team, and I don't think it would include Joey unless he's a rotation piece. Which, if he's a rotation piece and he agrees to it, cool, yeah.
To me, yeah, that's Nick's vision. That's their parents' vision. But I hope it's not the 49ers' vision.